Hi everyone, Dave at Tai Chi Studio. Thought I'd share something with you today about me and explain a little bit why I'm so passionate about my Qi Kung. It's because I know it works. So I ask you to stay to the end of this video. I know usually it's people look for about 5 seconds, but I'll show where they go. But this will explain why I'm so passionate about it. It literally saved my life, I suppose. Because believe it or not, even though we do Qi Kung and Tai Chi, we do still sometimes get sick. Okay? But the best thing about it is we usually recover pretty quickly. Okay, but in 2017, I think it was, I'd only just moved into this new studio, and it was a pretty stressful time with other things going on as well. I became sick and I got something called Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is an immune system thing. Okay, and it literally just knocked me out. I just collapsed, couldn't move my legs. I was really ill. I ended up in hospital with it. Okay, so 2 weeks in hospital, not much they can do for this Guillain-Barré syndrome. So they give you a few little things. I come out of the hospital after 2 weeks, or it might be 3 weeks, I can't remember. Okay, on a frame, literally walking along like this, hardly could walk. Okay, my son, he was really upset. He'd never seen me ill. Okay, he's in 35, 40 years. Okay, anyway, I got home and I thought that I'm not going to give in to this sort of thing, So I thought, right, I set myself a thing, it was middle of January, I think, and I said, well, by March I'm going to be back at work in the studio, workshops and everything, okay? And luckily I had some really lovely people who come along, and they kept paying their subs, so I could keep paying this rent on the studio. Always be very grateful for those people. Anyway, so what did I do to bring myself around? How did I change it? Well, it was this simple exercise that I learnt at the Elemental School of Qi Kung in London many years ago, and it really does the trick for me. Okay. Now I've got to tell you now, when I first, I literally had to sort of drop myself down onto the floor, and then when I wanted to get up, I had to pull myself up the furniture. And some of the movements in this, well, I couldn't sit like this very long for a start. And also, some of the movements I just couldn't do. Okay, there's one that we do that works on our stomach and spleen, where we come round and we go right down, okay? And I could only get this far. I literally couldn't go any further than that, okay? But every day, I got up and I did this set of exercises, okay? So, and in just a month, I noticed a big difference. Okay, I was much more flexible. I was walking with a stick instead of the frame, and I managed to get there in the end and do my March workshop, and I've been okay ever since, thankfully. So I'm just going to run through this quickly with you, and you can have a little go. Okay, you start off with your feet together. Nice and upright, just let your knees find their own place. So this is the first position. Second position, you're going to put your right foot out to the side, bring your left foot in, gently rest the arm on the knee, this leg flat on the floor. Okay, this opens up the left hip, this, you've got your bladder meridian, and then we come over and we reach across. Nice stretch up this side, crunching up this side, lifting the elbow, looking up, nice twist to the spine. I couldn't get anywhere near this when I was ill, okay? Then we do the other side, left foot out, right foot in. And the same again, up, no. Okay? So I'm just running through this very quickly. You want to do about a minute in each posture, really. Okay, the next one, we put our head down and we open up the whole of our spine, right down to the tailbone, every vertebrae. Yeah. And the next one, we put our left leg in front, right foot behind, and we're going to work on our stomach and spleen. So it might look, the other way around to you. Make sure your left leg's in front, and you slide down, crunching up your stomach and spleen on that left leg, low down as you can. And then you come back and you push up, arm on the floor, and you open up, really open up the chest. Okay, you come round, and as low as you can, you come back to the centre, push up. Then you work on the other side, for your liver and gallbladder, coming round, and we slide down again. Remember, about a minute or two, and come back, push up, right hand on the floor, open up, you come round as low as you can, back to the centre again, pushing up, and then feet back together. Now remember, when I was ill, I could hardly sit like this, it was horrendous, and then open up the vertebrae again. And you come up, and then you slide the hands underneath, and you sit back, balancing on your coccyx, right? Again for about a minute. Then you cross the feet over, holding the bottoms, and you sit for another minute. These two positions, very good for men for the prostate gland. Okay. Then you come down to finish and just sit nice and upright. Relaxing. Nice breath, abdominal. Okay, so that was the exercise that really pulled me through. Okay, it took a little while. Right? It took me two, 3 months, but it worked, and that's why I'm so passionate about Qigong, because I know that it works. So a lot of people, they make excuses. Oh, I can't do it because I've got this, or I can't do it because I've got that. Okay, and it's not. You can't do it because you don't want to do anything to help it. That's the basis of it. Okay, I think a lot of people want to just rely on being given a pill or something like that. This is only my opinion, you've got to remember, but it has worked for me, and I'm passionate. So I can look at all these other people on YouTube and all that, and I can think, yeah, but have you ever really had to use it for yourself? Are you passionate? Because I know that it works. So hopefully this little story will give you a little bit of an oomph to go and do some Qigong, okay, because it really does work, chaps. Okay, so that's all from me for today. Cheers.